Nailsin Productions comes a space opera adventure like no other. Bubba Stargone and the Uranus Patrol! Preparations for Spot's transition into female will begin shortly. Stand by.
What?
Uh-oh.
Holy shit! Now we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Well, I agree, Spot, but where do we even begin? I mean, this room appears to be completely seamless. No windows, no doors.
No, Ludi, it's not totally seamless. Perhaps you're unable to see it, but with my cat eyes, I'm able to make out a very slender seam that appears to be the edge of a door in this wall here. And, of course, with my retractable claws, I might be able to pick it open.
Oh, man, that's great, Spot. Say, Ludi, well, Spot's working on that, and he's got his back to us. Well, that gives us our chance. Our chance? Our chance for what? To scissor. Bubba!
Meanwhile, high above the moon of Ariel is the spaceship Edsel still in orbit. And within the sickbay, Dr. Lenny Booze Hetfield and Nurse Pristine Cathedral have just completed surgery upon the stowaway from Ariel.
Booze, the patient is starting to come around.
Yeah, okay, Pristine. She ought to be able to answer some questions, but turns out this wasn't all that necessary. I've been looking over this sensor chip, and it's a really sophisticated piece of technology. Yeah, but turns out it's giving off a signal and is open to receiving them. If we could just determine the right frequency, we probably could have reprogrammed it.
What?
Oh, well, too late now. We done cut her head open and removed it. So, well, lesson learned. And for, maybe next time, whatever.
Dr. Hatfield?
Oh, hey, Miss Johnson. You feeling all right?
Well, yes, I think so. But it's not Miss Johnson. It's Mr. Johnson.
What?
Wow. The fact that I can say that out loud is evidence that the surgery was a success.
Well, all right, great. So now you can explain everything to us. What do you mean you're Mr. Johnson? What the hell was the deal with the sensor chip in your brain?
Well, it all began shortly after the war with Mars and Venus started, when our director, Dr. Sam Flott, decided that the threat to humanity and all life was so great from the war that it was time to take drastic action to progress human existence and philosophy and all that good stuff. And he decided that if we were a more respectful and polite society, that things like war would become a thing of the past. And he felt the best way to do this was to train everybody through a sensor chip in the brain. I mean, it seemed drastic and all, but everybody was scared of the war breaking out and all that, and well, questioning the doctor would be questioning science. So, looking back, it sounds really stupid, and I guess it was. But we all went along with it, and so we all got the chips, and suddenly, nasty words, of course, were forbidden, and you'd get bleeped, and then other terms that, well, Dr. Flott just thought, hey, we don't need those, and so those got censored too. And of course, he didn't tell us about the dopamine release that he would increase if we started speaking certain terms and ideas that he liked. That was a sign of things that it was probably a bad idea. And then we suffered the Venusian attack of that virus that makes testicles swell up and turns women into cannibalistic freaks who want to eat your testicles.
Oh, that
it was pretty bad. But it had a real devastating effect on Dr. Flott, as his wife had attacked him and, well, ate his balls. So, a lot of us had suffered quite a few injuries. I still had one testicle left, but, he said that he had a perfected teleportation technology for surgeries, and so all we had to do was get into the teleportation chamber, and he could repair the damages. So we did, and the next thing we knew, we all came out, turned into women. Of course, we couldn't really be upset about it because the sensor chip would stop us and censor us. And, of course, the dopamine release. I guess a lot of the men just accepted it. But Dr. Flott was starting to preach about how the future is female and all that stuff. But that's the same thing I'd heard the Venusian Society preaching about, and I gotta admit, I was pretty curious, and, part of one of my responsibilities was to check up on the chips for maintenance purposes to see if there was anything failing or whatnot. But as I was looking into them, I realized there was a signal being beamed into it. And once I deciphered it and figured out the frequency, well, I realized it was coming from a Venusian beacon out in space.
Holy shit. It's probably the same one that attacked the base on Miranda a while back.
Oh, really? Well, I guess it shouldn't surprise me. I mean, we've been so isolated, we've no idea what's going on outside of the aerial base, but anyway, it became obvious we were victims of a Venusian attack, and they took advantage of Dr. Flott's crazy utopian idea with the chips and reprogrammed us. I was horrified, but there was nothing I could do. I couldn't tell anyone else because, we're all censored, and I couldn't see any means of escape until I heard about the supplies coming from Spaceship Edsel, and I saw my chance to stow away. And that's about it. What's happening to your crewmen down below, I hazard to guess.
And so down below on Ariel, we return to find Bubba, Ludi, Mr. Spot still trapped in their strange exam room prison.
Bubba, just no.
What? Come on, Ludi. I mean, it's not like it's gay, because it's me. What is this? Are you just jealous because, my boobs are bigger than yours? Oh, for God's sakes, Bubba!
There, I got through. It's open. I can get out now.
Oh, man. Attaboy, Spot. Let's haul ass.
Alert. Unauthorized exit
Well, man,
from
we better
medical
hurry.
ward.
Yeah, but hurry to where?
Alert. Unauthorized exit from medical
Yeah,
ward.
come on. Any of you guys studied the schematics of the aerial base before we came down here?
Alert.
Yeah, I kind of glanced at it.
No, I didn't look at it.
God damn it, you irresponsible lazy louts. Gee, do I have to do everything?
Well, alright, Bubba, did you read the schematics?
No.
Edsel crew, stop where you are, or we'll be forced to open fire!
Ah, shit.
I guess it was too good to be true.
No. They're not taking my balls now.
Whoa! You see how far Spot leaped on those bitches? Yeah, wow, he's really slicing and dicing them with his new claws.
Serves you right, bitches.
Oh my god, that's really, really gory. Look, they're being brainwashed by those chips and things. We're not certain they're responsible for what they've all done,
Yeah, well, Ludi, they threatened his balls, You just don't do that.
Besides,
If I'd been given the opportunity to rip their throats out before they took my balls, you're right I would have done it. And if they were mind-controlled puppets, well, sucks to be them,
Here, Bubba, I got their weapons.
Attaboy, Spot. No, there's that many rings! Pound 9000! X0, 10, 10, 10!
Martian command code accepted. Powering down.
whoa.
Martian
What the
command code.
How'd you know to do that, Ludi? Oh, well, it's complicated and stuff.
Whoa! What the hell was that?
It sounded like an explosion.
Well, saved by an explosion, eh, Ludi? But what was it anyway? Yeah, well, perhaps we'll find that out and other answers to questions that may or may not have been asked in the next exciting episode of The Adventures of Bubba Stargone and the Uranus Patrol. Bubba Stargone and the Uranus Patrol is written and performed by me, Douglas Nelson, with music provided by Kevin MacLeod and other public domain sources.